Hello and welcome back to a very interesting topic, analytical operations. You can call this as OLAP analytical operations as well. So, in the last topic, you learned about what is OLAP queue. So now you might be wondering what exactly happens within that OLAP queue and how exactly it helps in manipulating the data or transforming the data, changing the data. Basically, there are four basic, the analytical operations carried out by the OLAP. Not limited to these four, okay? So because there are quite a few other, analytical operations happens, but these are very important and the main four types of analytical operations. So again, this is just for the understanding the concept. I'm giving the basic examples of OLAP concept. It's again, like I said, it's again a different topic altogether. So if I'm not getting into the complete data of OLAP operations. So what are those four different type of analytical operations? First one is roll-up analytical operations, drill down, slice and dice, pivot. So these are the four different analytical operations which you perform on the OLAP queue. All right, so let's understand one by one. So first one is roll-up. So the roll-up is also known as or called as consolidation or aggregation. Okay, so here the roll-up operation can be performed in two different ways. First one is reducing the dimensions, and second one is climbing up concept hierarchy. So consider this particular diagram, right? So as you can see here, right? So we have a data at the different city level for the country US and Australia. Okay, so New Jersey and Los Angeles. In this particular exam, you can see that the New Jersey and Los Angeles, the sales value for the quarter one is rolled up into 2000. That means 1560 added to 440 gives 2000. So you are rolling up the total sales value at the country USA level. At the same time, you have Australia, cities like Perth and Sydney, and you have 605 and 395 as the two sales values from two cities, and you're summing up and you're putting 1000 at the Australia level. This is called as the roll-up of roll-up analytical operations, which happens within the OLAP queue. So in the roll-up process, see what happens is at least you have to remove one or more dimensions from whatever the data available. In this example, the quarter dimension is removed. That means for the quarter one you had this. Now you are saying this is the whole product sales at the national level, including quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four. Because quarter one, quarter two, quarter three, and quarter four do not have the sales data. So this is about the roll-up analytical operations which happens in the OLAP queue. And the second one is drill down. So in the drill down, what happens? So in the drill down, the data is fragmented into smaller parts, okay, and it is the opposite of the roll-up process. It can be done via moving down the concept hierarchy. So here, please observe, it is like a moving down. Instead of rolling up, you are rolling down. And it increases the dimensions because since you are going to the lower granular level, obviously you have to add more dimension to it. So the dimensions are going to be increased. So consider this diagram, right? So the quarter one is drilled down to months January, February, and March. As you can see, the value quarter one 605 is split into three different months. That is January 150, February 100, and March 150. So and also these are the sales figures for each month. In this example, right, you can see January, February, and March are the three new dimensions which got added to this particular data. So when it is drilled down, so you are going to add the dimensions, okay, because additional dimensions, because you are going to the lower granular level from the current data available. So this is about drill down OLAP analytical operations. And the next one is slice and dice. So here, here actually one dimension is selected, okay, and new subcube is created. Okay, so following diagram helps in slice operations. Okay, so I'm going to talk about only the slice. So in this slice, right, the dimension time is sliced with a Q1 as the filter. So as you can see here, right, so you're taking out only the Q1 data, and you're populating another table or another data set where you're capturing only for the city called Sydney. Basically, what you're doing is you're just taking out some subset of the data, okay, subset of the data, and you're populating, because for Sydney, right, for Q1 you have 605, and for second row you have 825. We do not have any measure for this, just understand, like, there's another measure. Okay, this is sales measure and this is probably another measure. So you are taking the subset of the data for the Sydney city, and you're populating with another data set for the only Q1. So you're just taking the Q1 data. Okay, so this is what happens when you're slicing the data. So here the idea is, like, you're creating a new cube altogether, because what happens, right, you have a user, the report users, who are interested in only the Sydney, because the area managers or the product managers or sales managers or marketing managers, they are interested in only Sydney. So they have given access to only the reports which are based on data from Sydney. So I am just a marketing manager, I am a sales manager, I am just worried about my territory. I'm not worried about Perth, or I am not worried about Melbourne. So in that case, right, so when the user requests the data, rather than data going to this particular cube, then it can go to this particular cube, because if the data, the request goes to this particular cube, right, the OLAP cube had to really struggle to pull the data only for the Sydney, because it has to create a data subset of the main data, and it has to show the data only for the Sydney city. So rather than that, so what the analytical operations or the developers, based on the business requirement, based on the input from the business user, what he does is he'll separate the Sydney data from this major data, the data from all the different territories. So he will put that data into this, and that's how the reporting becomes more effective and with a better performance. So this is about slicing of the data. And what about dicing of the data, right? So it's a similar thing happens even the dicing also, but it's slightly different. So this operation is kind of similar to slice. Okay, the difference is dice is you select two or more dimensions that result in the creation of the subcube. Okay, as you can see here, right? So in the pivot, right? In this, right? So as you can see, there is a Perth 395 and Sydney there is no Q1 sales is 605. So dice for the location Perth or the Sydney, and time Q1 and Q2, and item is books or close. So in this case what happened is, so he has populated the data into, like, a different level, like, at the different metrics taken into consideration of the the different metrics as well. You have seen this in the very first operations, which is Rollup operations. Similar operations happen for the dice as well. So as you can see, like, you just refer to this example where you're taking into consideration of the item types like this, and you're going to populate, you're going to create another cube where you have more segregated data. I hope you enjoyed this session, and I will see you in the next chapter. This particular topic is very important, because these are some of the operations, analytical operations, which you can perform on the data, and you would understand how the business intelligence or OLAP cubes can provide the reporting needs, the reporting, the data which is requested by the report users can be managed very effectively, though you have a large volume of data residing in your data warehouse. I hope you enjoyed this session. I will talk to you in the next chapter. Thank you.